Hey everyone, welcome to Appliance Advisors. I'm Francesco, joined as always by Dennis. Today we're going to talk about scams that are happening in the appliance industry. And scams may be a little bit strong, but we're going to talk about things that you need to be aware of, things that you could definitely feel misled about. So it's just some things that you really want to make sure you're checking the fine print. So let's start it off. What do you got, Dennis?
The first one I'd talk about with scams, let me see what's out there. Okay, let's talk about warehousing your product.
Yep.
Where are they holding your appliances and those types of things? And everyone has a different model. So not one's right or wrong, but what makes it comfortable, I guess. The first one would be, a lot of times people make as though they'll just use the word when you're buying appliances of, oh yeah, it's in stock.
Yeah.
In stock could mean a lot of things. In stock could mean it's in stock at the manufacturer right here, right now at this moment. In stock could mean it's in stock at a buying group, you know, maybe something they don't own, but they have access to. And again, it's in stock right now at this moment. In stock could mean they have a warehouse. Most appliance stores don't, or are very small warehouses, just holding warehouses if they have anything at all, but they might. And those are really critical, right? Because it's just critical to ask those next questions to know how that's going to be staged out for you. Because a lot of times people just think it's in stock. It even happens here at times where maybe a customer's not buying today, but they're told it's in stock. And if it's ever misled to say, or people feel like, oh, you need to elaborate. Like in stock today, will it be in stock when I need it? And how does that work?
Yeah.
How do I make sure I have it when I need it? Not anyone's 100%, but you want to make sure, because a lot of people make like they have it and they use the word in stock and it's never in their warehouse. Or even if it's not, and they can time all that and get it from the manufacturer in time, you just want to make sure what's that process.
Yeah.
Because a lot of times customers just assume, hey, I heard it one time that it was in stock. I'm calling today. I need it tomorrow.
Yeah.
And that's not just right there. So they can feel misled depending on that.
Definitely. One of those things you definitely want to ask that question, like where exactly is this thing being held? So, so rebates is definitely one that I want to talk about. And not to say that they're bad or a scam. You know, rebates are definitely one of those things that you pay attention to the fine print. The one thing that you see out there is the final price a lot of times is being advertised with that mail-in rebate. So, which is good, but you got to also make sure you're looking at the dates and the fine print on those rebates to see when you need to take delivery by. Because many of these rebates, some certainly last a long time and you might have 6 months to do it. But there's a lot of those rebates out there that, you know, you really might only have 30 days to take delivery, 2 months to submit all the serial numbers, and you may not be anywhere close to ready to take those deliveries. So you may not even qualify for that rebate. Part of the reason why you maybe bought that appliance, you may not even qualify for it. So rebates are great, definitely not a scam. You want to make sure you're doing it properly, but look at the dates because it may or may not even apply to what you're purchasing depending on when you need that product.
It's a fair point. We have a lot of people come back and feel like they were taken on that if they didn't really get explained how the timing they have to hit to make it happen. And honestly, the box stores and really the manufacturers, the world is a rebate world, and it's that way for a reason because they're hoping you trip up.
Oh, absolutely. And let's be real. That's why they offer mail-in rebates or online.
I think the breakage is somewhere close to 30%. Don't ever claim. So there's a metric in there. The next one I would say would be service. Extended warranty. So what I mean by that is service. A lot of dealers will say they have service. I will tell you, ask that like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 times. Like 9 out of 10 stores do not have service. They may have access or work with a third-party company that they have a relationship with, and maybe sometimes they play the middleman. So what that might look like is you call them, they say, we'll call you back. They hang up, call the ABC appliance company, and they work the back end a little bit, but the person coming out to your house is certainly not their employee, and there's a lot of that friction of he said, she said after the fact. So you want to really make sure, no, is this in someone that works for you on your payroll, coming to service my house 100% of the time, right? So that's number one. Number two, I'm sorry.
I was going to say too, that's definitely something that gives warranties a bad name a lot of the time too, because it's like, they really have nothing to do with it. It's basically them selling a product. They pay X for this warranty and they sell it to you for this. They make a little profit and they're done with it.
Yeah, and that's true. So the service, they pass the buck on the service. The next part of that is that warranty. It's a paper.
Yeah.
So you wonder how someone, heck, we go into Best Buy every day, or anyone's bought a phone. Who backs it? Assurian.
Right.
Well, there's a ton of companies like that. New Leaf, all these other ones that are out there. And it's not to say one's right or wrong, but they're loaded with process and tape. And ultimately, when your appliance does need to be pulled or decided upon, if it was a lemon, or at this point, hey, we've gone far enough, let's get a new one in here, you'll find real quick what you bought. And 99.99% are backing with the third party, so they need their approval. And half the time it's three service calls. Well, most customers will say, well, God, you've been to my house 5 times, 6 times. No, those companies would see it as 3, because they come one time, yes, it's broken. I got to order a part. They leave. They come back with the part. The part didn't fix the problem. Let me order another part. They come back, and this can go on 5 and 6 and 7 times. So you are absolutely put out and frustrated by it, but you're still in that kind of that vortex of who's on first. So ideally picking an appliance company that does back their, and they're out there. It's not just Yale does it.
Absolutely.
There are other good companies that do, but truly they escrow, they have audited financials. It's accounted for in their business practice, that you're protected, and that at least then things will break. You might have to have a few service calls, not saying that you don't, but ultimately when the rubber meets the road, the decision is the company's, not waiting for someone else to say, give them the green light to do the right thing. So that would be a big one.
Yeah, you find out who the third party is on that and just search them, look at their reviews, and look at the Better Business Bureau. And I always say, like, if anybody has a Better Business Bureau less than an A,
internet company selling an extended warranty.
Yeah, nobody should have a Better Business Bureau really less than an A. And if they do, like, there's a lot of complaints in there. So take a look at those.
You know reviews. What else I do? I would say anybody, even if you're trying to buy, listen, half the manufacturers are starting to try to sell appliances. They don't even have service networks in our areas. They couldn't service it if they want. So they're no better than the internet providers and some of the retailers that just hoist around these warranties. Call them. Don't just say, hey, how many service days out are you if I put in a service call into my area? See what they say. Good luck. There's your vetting right there. You'll find out real quick. Wow, there's not much behind that.
Absolutely.
So let's go on to one thing that always gets you hot, which is the delivery and free delivery, right? Because there's a ton of free delivery out there.
So you see it everywhere. I mean, especially online, or you go to some of the big box stores and, they're free delivery this, free delivery, everything's free delivery.
Well, it's free delivery. Is your gas free in your car when you drive it?
Exactly. No.
How about the person that drives it? Free? No.
And
no
that's
free
the thing.
cars.
It's like, check the details, because free delivery, they might be dropping that thing off of your curb. They might not be removing your old appliance. They might not be taking the trash. If they have to go up a second set of stairs, that may not be free.
White glove delivery from an internet provider or Home Depot, second floor and up, won't go to it? Like those types of things? They don't.
Yeah, so there's a lot of things on there that make that free delivery really not free at the end of the day. So you got to be really careful what kind of service you're
And where
getting.
do they get you? So like Home Depot, never free delivery. Actually, look at the completed in your cart price. Every accessory, trim, part, they're charging 400% markup for cords and hoses and duct kits and removals and trash removals, and every piece has a removal charge. I mean, an average delivery, I think on our last one was like $240, but it's coined as free. So you just got to buy a beware on that. And then the same with the internet providers. We know there's no skin in the game. That's why, again, back to your BBB point, check the Better Business Bureau review. Just Google it. You're smart consumers. Don't just Google it, because Google, we have a ton of great reviews. A lot of companies do. There's filters and things, not saying that we use them, but there's filters that can help them with that. And there's not vetting. Better Business Bureau. As much as we hate it, Yelp. Good companies should still probably have, not everyone's perfect. You should have some times where things go wrong.
Absolutely.
But do they respond? What does a response look like? Is it a canned response? Is it a genuine response? And overall, are they doing the right things? And overall, are there complaints relative to their kudos? Far more kudos than complaints. So there's some basic things there. One thing I want to go ahead. I was going to say,
speaking of Googling, how about Googling when you're looking for, maybe you're comparing pricing.
I know where you're going,
And you're Googling, you see a dishwasher at this store or here, and now you want to compare it and maybe see look stuff up about it, compare prices. Now you Google that model number, and now you see something else come up, and it looks the same.
The picture looks the same.
And it's like
actually, you punched in the right number. You check your Google search. The model was SHX78, blah, blah, blah. And you did it, and wow, it looks just like it. Wait a minute, I just came from Yale or this other brick and mortar store, this other store around the corner, and it was $900 for that there. What's it here for $799, $699? Wow, they must have really gouged me. What are they doing when they see that?
So really what they're doing is these companies, they will pay for that Google search. So their product comes up in that Google search. When you click on it, you got to be really careful, because a lot of these may look the same with certainly much different features, but it's a completely different product that you're buying. So it's not even remotely close to the same product. it's going to be a step down product that may be missing some features that you were really looking to have in that product that you're buying.
Yeah, and listen, there's brick and mortar retailers that do that too. Large part though, that's a predatory of an internet provider.
Yeah.
Because they know that, listen, brick and mortar retailers, we do the work. We're there to educate you. And there's a lot of good brick and mortar retailers, even in our market, that they do the hard work. They specify the product. They do all that. The customer goes home, as they should. Money's money, but everyone has a bottom line price guarantee. So I always remind people, like, if you bought anything and you shopped, as you're certainly welcome to do, but in this day and age, you might be wasting some of your time. But if you did it, if someone's drastically different, within a few dollars at best, I'm talking change, like under $10, $15. If it's a big dollar difference, slow down. Something is massively wrong, because the manufacturers, not that it's price fixing, it's that we're smart consumers.
Yeah.
Quite honestly, there's not enough meat left on the bone anymore these days, which is good for the consumers buying, but that people can be playing those types of games to be able to swing a number. So chances are, might look the same, but it's a totally different feature pack. And half the time people have bought that. By the time they pick up the difference, it's in their home, they're upset, there's been problems, concerns, complaints. So just something to think about.
All right. So
what else do you have? We've had a lot of gripes here today. It's not, it's a Wednesday, we're shooting this, and I'm actually in a pretty good mood for midweek.
Yeah. So I think, listen, those are just, again, not fraud, scams. Sometimes can be a tougher word, but definitely some things that you want to be really careful about, that you could definitely feel misled about, and check the fine print on a few of these things.
Yeah. So, be informed.
Yep. That's it. Thank you.
And don't forget to follow us on social media for appliance tips and updates from Yale Appliance.
Your feedback is what shapes our series. Like what you saw? Give us a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and drop your thoughts in the comments below. We love hearing from you.
Stay informed and inspired on all your appliance needs. This is Appliance Advisors signing off.